Hello everyone, Saint Nike VR here. Today we're gonna do how to make a Mario Kart Wii test track in Blender. Now, we're just gonna do a test track because that will take not as long as you guys will have a bit more creative freedom. However, this will cover the same stuff, so feel free to add more. I would recommend doing a test track as your first track, assuming you are. Because that's better. So down in the description we have a bunch of links, which is all important. So yeah, so get all that, and now open up Blender, set the selection to left mouse, and just start, and then you get this. So just select all and delete. Let's install our plugins. So edit, preferences, add-ons, install. So wherever your add-ons are that are in the download link, should be there. Either as a .zip or .py file, but they'll be there. And then once you've got it, let's just say you see this, you just need to tick it. So now you've ticked that. Now we're just gonna just go out. Oh, actually, another thing. If we go to edit preferences and system, turn up the undo steps just a little bit. Depends on how powerful your computer is, but 32 is the default. If you have a more powerful computer, you can turn it up quite a bit more. But that's all we need to do before we start actually modeling the track. So we're just gonna so just press N. Now this brings up this little bar here. We're gonna go to view, change where it says end, add a couple of zeros. That's mainly big for bigger tracks. But now we're gonna do Shift and A and create mesh and then plane. Now we scale it up quite a bit. So now we just set that to item. We're gonna press S for scaling, and we can literally just type this in on the keyboard. 15, and then you can see there 15 scale. The road needs to be about 30 meters wide, and yeah, that should be good. So the way I will teach you how to make the track in this tutorial is we're gonna extrude and spin. So we press E, and now when you press E, stuff like this will happen. We're going to go to the top down view just here, as by the way. So you press this to go top down. So obviously it's not really snapping to an axis. So we can either press the Y key to snap it, or we can hold down the scroll wheel, and then it will lock it into the axis. So we're just going to extrude it just a little bit. Don't have a straightaway longer than 200 usually, unless there's something on it. But now we're just gonna just move this. Alright, yeah. So we're gonna select these two vertices again. We're gonna select the spin tool, and we're gonna do shift and right click. I'm gonna drag it in line roughly with that, and now we just drag it over. Now that should work. And now we're just going to do the same thing. So you just do the same thing. I think I'll make this just one big term. So yeah, this is just a little test track. Have it basically just a very simple layout. There's nothing. Yeah, that's basically all you need to do for the layout. So this is 58 triangles. I'll just show you what making just a little bit of off-road would be like, or what making it would be like. So, first of all, let's press A, and then M, and then by distance. If you've done something wrong, it might come up with a couple of vertices. So just in case. So now we're gonna select all of these. Now it's not as tedious because see how that vertex is white? If you do control and left click, then you can pick shortest path, which means that you can pick a lot more at one time. So now if we're going to make a lot of off-road, just press F to fill. But another thing that you can do is press I, drag it in a bit. Now you'd want to make sure that nothing overlaps over there. So if you've got a densely packed couple of polygons, you don't want that. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. And now we're going to delete this face. So this just gives us a little bit of off-road. And now we're gonna create a new plane. We'll give ourselves a full boundary. It's just gonna be water. Move it down a little bit. Moving is G. And now we're gonna move. Once we've got the layout sorted down, we're gonna press G, and we're gonna move the whole track up a couple hundred. Actually, yeah. So that should be good now. So basically, actually, let me move it down just a bit, because that'll be 23,000. So we'll have it like that. So now we're gonna check that the track actually works properly. When you drive it, if you go just to here, I would click statistics just so you can see how many tries your track is. For a test track, it shouldn't be an issue, but the general hardware limitation for the Wii is like about 25,000 in the model and 4,000 in the a mini map and like 10,000 or so in the KCL, but these shouldn't be problems. So now we're going to click the face orientation and just check. If it's blue, it's correct. If it's red, it means something's the wrong way around. Let's say, oh no, something is the wrong way around. All we do is we just go to the edit mode, or just we'll select the object, go to edit mode. We can either do Shift N or Control Shift N, or we can do Alt N and then flip. And now that works. So now that you have the basic layout done on the track, let's add some textures. So let's just get out of this. Now you're going to want to save your track to a location. Save it, wherever. But it needs to be in a folder. So now you've saved the core stop lens, you're going to open the textures folder. Now I have a best textures folder, but it's fine because it's not. You're not going to need stuff like Mario Golf, Toadstool Tour. and stuff. You're not gonna need that sort of stuff for making a Wii track. So I think I'm just gonna. So we're gonna open the Mario Kart Wii folder. You can do custom tracks as well. I would recommend doing that with actual tracks, but it won't hurt to just let's just pick a really simple texture. Let's just pick this. And now we're gonna open up another tab. I mean, this is Windows 11 users only, but yeah, we're just gonna drag it into our test track, and there we go. And now, so now we just go to a track with water. It could obviously be something like Cooper Cape. For some reason, the Cooper Cape, the water texture is all scribbled over, which is kind of weird, but that won't matter in the end. But so we'll just have that in now. So we're going to go to the top right and we're going to click this here, and now everything will be like all white and indistinguishable. So you're going to set the water, and now you're going to go down to this little tab here. It says material, click new, and then on you won't have this. This is a Mario Kart DS thing. Go down to this little yellow dot here, base color, and now image texture, and now it will go all black. And now you open the image texture, pick the one you want to select, and there it is. Now obviously this is rather large, seeing as you will be like this big. So what we can do is we can go to this UV editing tab. Now a thing that you should do for a more advanced track, but you're not limited to doing it, is drag this thing over just so you can preview the materials. But yeah, so now we're gonna press U to unwrap, and now we're just gonna scale it up till you feel that it's a good amount, and we'll add an animation to this later. And there we go. So now we'll make the road and grass. You can, if you want, name these materials, which would be pretty useful in the when you make an animation, but just in general it's a good thing to have. So we're gonna select the grass as our grass texture and the road as our road texture. Now as you see, even though we have both, the Blender doesn't know where we want the grass texture, so it puts everything on the road texture. So the way we fix this is we go to edit mode, and now we select everything that we want to be the grass. We select it all, and now we assign the material down here, and you can see everything looks a bit strange. So let's just unwrap it all. Now when you're using some textures, you will need to properly UV map it. I'll show you how to. So we're going to unwrap just in case, and now I'm going to go to here, and we're going to use this one tool, UV squares. It's good enough. We're going to click to grid by shape, and now we extend this to the edge of the texture. There we go. And now we can do the same with this one. So now to grid by shape, let's make it a bit bigger. Now there might be like a little bit of warping on the texture, and that's, I don't know, it's a bit strange sometimes, honestly. Probably because the way it's rotated. But I think if we also snap axis X and Y, it might fix a couple of things. Yeah, that's a little better actually. Okay, yeah, that's perfect now. At least I know that now. So we're just gonna save. Make sure to keep on saving, because just in case. I trust Blender, but just in case. So now it depends on how many materials are in this, but we're gonna separate them. It actually doesn't depend, but if you have two materials in one thing, we're gonna separate them. So select the object that has two materials, press A, and then P, and then buy material, and now they're separate. Let me just okay, great. So that's our test track model, and as you can see, it's got three elements. We have the water, the road, and the grass. So now we're gonna export. In the, by the way, in the, we have a BRES exporter add-on. So you're gonna also need to install the ReStudio, and you're gonna need to put your you need to put the directory to ReStudio as well before you do that. So now we can export as a BRES with ReStudio. Call it just course or course model, because I have a weird issue with it. But yeah, let's just do that. And now let's make a KCL. So we're going to save as KCL. So we're just going to make a new blend entirely, especially on some more complex tracks. So we're going to go to the MKV utils up here. And now let's just select the road. So the default is road. And there's all these values. We're going to have dirt with GFX. We're going to apply. And now we'll go to the water, and we'll have it full boundary, variant, water. And now the grass will be off-road, variant, grass. And there we go. And now we can just export that, call this course.kcl. And now we're going to make a mini map. So we'll just call it map.blend. And now we're going to remove everything that isn't the road, basically. So we'll get rid of all of this, so it's just the road. And now that'll be our map. So we're going to export as an FBX. Just call it a map.fbx. And now we're going to open up FBX converter. I'm going to locate our track, open the map.fbx, go to destination format, change it to OBJ. I will probably, after this, learn how to make the mini maps in a different thing, but that's a thing I have to deal with. So, oh yeah, also, I don't even know if I said this, but to do this, you have to press F to fill. But yeah, that's great. Yeah, so we're gonna open up the BRES editor. Now we're gonna click new, import, wavefront OBJ, untick the unload materials box. Now open up the test track folder, whatever you called it, set it to map model, cool mode disable. Now we import, and now we can click this model up here, and then if you use the joystick and stuff, you might be able to see the map. Oh, there we go. So that's cool. So yeah, that's just our map model. So we're gonna click save, call it map underscore model, and now so we've got this directory up here. We're gonna click in this empty space and type in cmd, and now we type in wsst minimap -- auto map underscore model .bres, and now that's all done, so that just patches it to work properly. Now I would recommend to now open up noclip.website, drag your course model into this. Now you should see just a very simple model. There is a chance that it won't load, which is not your fault. Yeah, so see, there might be some issues with the way things are on the model, which we'll fix, but this is overall going pretty well. Yeah, it just looks like this, it's very simple. So we're not going to waste any time looking at the model. We're going to open up this course.bres. Now my brawl crate has a weird thing with it, and it won't let me like save properly. It'll just say like it can't, like once I change something, it will say like there's no access. So we're gonna have to, you can just call it course underscore model, but I'm gonna have to change it. So we're gonna go to our brawl crate directory, which is probably somewhere in the downloads folder. It might be at the bottom or something, and we're gonna we're gonna basically replace the Brawl API folder in there with the one I sent, and now just open it up, tools, reload plugins, and now you should see this. Now this, and you can animate basically everything. So we're gonna do mkw normal water, and now we're gonna call it water. And now because it was facing backwards, we're gonna go down. It says, and to where it says cull underscore inside, we're gonna do cull underscore none. So now it's viewable from both sides. And yeah, so now we can actually change the color of the water to our choosing. So if we scroll down to here, shader color block, we're going to click on this last value, click on this. If you untick the show alpha box for now, this will be the rough color of everything. So you could give something like a more daisy circuit tint. And now, yeah, just do a similar thing. Have it like a desaturated, sort of like that. And now this is just these are just slight undertones that are also used, but that should be pretty good. Nothing to worry about over there. And now that's really all for the course underscore model. As you can see, it says unable to open file for write access for me, so I need to always make it a new file, which is why I do it like that, but you won't have to. So now we just call it course underscore model dot bres, and now we can open that in NoClip and see how that looks now. There we go. So that's a nice sort of daisy circuit yellow that I like. And now we've still got everything, and it's all on just the one plane, so that's very good. So now let's just grab an in-game track. Now you can just grab a track from the wiki and use that if you want to, but if you have it, I would recommend just using any track from the game. So if you have a disk backup like this, in the data folder, open up files, race, course, and now you have all of these. So I actually don't know if this is where my regular course directory is. Oh yeah, it is. So now just grab whatever course you want. I'll just pick Moving Meadows because it's got Moving Meadows textures. So now we just open this. We just have this. We're gonna open up CMD, and now Weems SLS tool, extract farm underscore course. If you're midway through typing, press tab and it might just autocorrect that. And now we're going to get rid of the SLS. And now we drag our course.kcl, our course model.bres, and our map model.bres. We put them in. And now we have to do the KMP. This is where a bunch of things are stored. Stuff like objects, item routes, enemy routes, a start position, respawn checkpoint, and also like lap counts and stuff. So we're gonna open this now. Some of this stuff may be a bit difficult, so please let me know if there's any questions that you have. But yeah, let's go. So with everything that we have, we're gonna select all and delete. So, and to create something, we hold down Alt and left click. So here's our start point. This box here determines where the players will be. So if we rotate the Y, then that changes around. So this is where I want it to go, because I want the players to go over here. So now for enemy routes, we just select all and delete. Don't mess with these settings, by the way, especially the point scale. Don't make it smaller. But we're gonna, this is slightly different, so we're gonna do Alt and left click for enemy routes. We'll then have the mouse cursor grabbing this, and then we drag it out. So we need the mouse cursor grabbing the last point, or else it'll do that, and all the points won't be joined together. So this means that you can also do split paths by just, for example, doing something like this, and then joining it back up. But yeah, so an interesting thing about joining in this program is to join, you can't just drag it up. You actually need to make a new point and then drag it up, or as you're making a new point. And now for item paths, actually first of all, let's just select all. We can actually set the deviation of where the CPUs go. So let me see. So yeah, so if we set it to something like 20, you can see they occupy a bit more room in the road, which means that they have a bit more, space to do stuff. But yeah, so now with item routes, we're gonna select all, delete, and copy from enemy paths. And now we have checkpoints and respawn points. We'll do respawn points first because I think that's probably the quickest thing to do. So for respawn points, like everything, Alt and left click. I keep on clicking Windows. Alt left click, and now just rotate Y or something to wherever. And now we're just gonna add a couple. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to pull my Windows key out my keyboard. So we just add a couple of respawn points in this test track, but we'll just sort of do something like this. Alright, minus 40, 90, minus 120. There we go. So we just do a bit of that. And now we go to the checkpoints. And we just... there must be a respawn point down there. I must have forgotten to delete a respawn point. No? That's weird. So we're just gonna, it doesn't matter. So these lines go to the respawn point. So we're gonna select all and delete. So now there we go. So we're gonna do Alt and left click. And now it's a very thin checkpoint. So here's a big mistake that people do. So to move a point, you don't do this. You have this, you click off, and now drag the 1 point over. And if needs be, you can increase the editing Y. It generally snaps pretty well, but just in case. Now, this arrow indicates which way you're going, so if it's there, then you're going rounds. So, because it's a start line, you're going to go to the type, say type 0. And now, just like with item and enemy routes, we hold Alt and drag it from the previous checkpoint. And now, you don't. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, then congrats, because I don't have to show you. You don't want your checkpoints to be convex quadrilaterals. You do. I can't remember if you do or you don't, but you do want stuff like this basically. But I showed you. I just made a checkpoint, but I realised it. Key checkpoint. So yeah, so we go to type 1 through 254 is key checkpoints. Only add for a test track like 2, maybe 3. But there we go. Two key checkpoints. Now we link up the respawn points. So we'll go to here and we'll set it to respawn 1. Now you can be a bit generous with your respawns if you want. Like we set that to 2. You can't set that to 3 because if you fall off there, then you're actually skipping a key checkpoint. Sorry, you can't name that 4 because you will be. So the key checkpoint is anything from there to there. So even if you're in here, you're still in the key checkpoint. But you can, be a bit generous with respawn points. And a mistake that some people make is, if you want to really be generous, set these last respawn points to be at the start line. But this is good. So great. Now we're just gonna do the objects now, and that should be it. So now we're gonna add item boxes. So we're gonna Alt and left click, set the ID to 101, and now we're gonna, just like with everything else, we grab over here, hold Control, select both of them, and add duplicates between two selected, and now you have a quick item set. So add between, you want to aim for maximum 15 in a set, or in a track. 5, well, yeah, well, you want to aim for at least, at most 5 in one track. Yeah, 5, because any more than that in a 3-lap track, and you'll get a stream glitch online. So a very good way of testing this out, if you can, is have someone also test this online with you. But so now we have a bunch of item boxes, and that's all we need to do for now. So that's all good. And now all we need to do is we type in cmd wsst create farm court. Okay, no, farm course. There we go. And there we go. So now I'm just gonna put this in a my stuff folder. Now do not, and I mean it, please do not patch a game ROM for this. Just find yourself like a CT distribution or something like Retro Rewind even, or like a CCGP my stuff. Most mods actually allow you to read from a CCGP my stuff. So if you use a mod like Insane Cat with V2, you know, stuff like my mods and stuff, MKE Deluxe. If you use my stuff, then it'll be fine. You can also select any pack to be from CCGPR, and you just add a CCGP master folder. So now, we're just gonna so yeah, so we're gonna open up. We're gonna go to. Hopefully your pack actually has RTs. So now we open Moomy Meadows, which is farm course, and here we go. Here's our test track now. As you can see, we've got the mini map all working. All the collisions are just fine. You can see you fall off. And now you're back on the track. You know, reasonable respawn point, and obviously the off-road is off-road. No surprise there. And now that's it, you've made your first test track. Now, the biggest things for making a real custom track is if you make something that's a little more advanced in the model. A test track should take no more than like a day to make. It's really just a basic model, even could be like a retro track or something. I could have remade Baby Park honestly, but I couldn't be bothered. But yeah, it's a really simple, thing, a test track. Once you get to making real tracks, it becomes a more drawn out process, adding stuff like decorations, more advanced KMP objects, and I will do more advanced tutorials for specific things, so you can just pick and choose. I'll have a playlist on my channel page about a bunch of Mario Kart Wii custom track tutorials that will hopefully help you. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.